this week on the Bubble Chat.
Blaming her hormones, but she was like, she kind of was overexhausted in her feelings.
Yeah, at that time.
So that day, that's how she felt. That's what she said.
She said what she said.
Because this is a textbook example of history repeating itself in the most painful way possible.
We've been called that for years, so...
Everyone, right, and they have been too.
Yeah, but they really didn't get no heat like we did.
Well,
we
no, the
niggers.
thing is...
We spent the night at a friend's house, and they was just hella like wanting to go home. So they woke up like at 5 a.m, and she had shrooms and shit. I don't know if they had got high the night before or what the case was, but she kept saying like, how's y'all gonna take me to jail over something that I can't even remember that happened? But scientifically, they prove like you did it on purpose.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to welcome home. You already know the drill. And if you're new here, thank you for dropping into our little corner of the world. So go ahead, tap the subscribe button where you will always stay notified when we upload.
Seriously, I am so glad you're here today. I don't know about you, but my week has been an absolute whirlwind. So being able to sit down, mic up, and just talk through everything with you is exactly what I needed. We've got a lot on the schedule today, and honestly, I've been counting the days down. I've been counting down the days to dive into this one.
We got a massive, explosive lineup today. And honestly, I've been waiting all week to dive into this one with you. You have to quickly go check a vibe. You have to do a quick check vibe. Grab your water, your ice, your tea, whatever your poison is today, and take a collective deep breath as we are leaving the chaos and the energy of the week at the door. Now let's go get into these hot topics.
How you doing?
How you doing?
How you doing? I bit my lip, y'all. Shit. Oh, all right, okay. 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 All right, y'all. We got to start off with some drama that was literally just dropped and completely caught me off guard. It seems like we were all good between Cardi B and Latto, right? We thought the air was clear. Well, maybe not. Latto just dropped her new album, Big Mama. Big Mama.
Yeah.
And the Atlanta rapper seemingly have some fresh smoke for Cardi B. On the track, Give Me That, Latto randomly drops a name, Play-Doh Box Max, and basic challenge of the Bronx rapper to step into the booth to see her. Now, if you were confused, you're not alone. This thing feels incredibly random because of all of the thoughts that splashed through the issues. If you remember the original beef sting from the original beef stems from leaked audio that surfaced while back during the chaotic night and Cardi B and Nicki Minaj Nicki Minaj were firing shots at each other. In the audio, Cardi said she wasn't, and I quote, pussy ass Latto. Oh, Jesus. After Ice Spice discussed her on a link of a verse, but here's the thing. Cardi shiftly jumped online and apologized to Latto, saying that she had nothing for love for her and for her to remember that they worked together on every time. And the remix version of Put That on the Floor. Cardi B even offered to buy Latto a brand new bag to make it right. We thought it was buried. We thought we was clear. Clearly, Latto has some other thoughts cooking in the studio. So I got to turn things over to the room. What do y'all think about this? This Latto is looking for what's that word? Looking for a competitional lyrical competitive lyrical spherical match, or is this a genuine resident petty energy just apologize? Hasn't enough. Do you think Dark Cardi actually going to step in the booth and respond? I didn't know they was fighting.
Yeah, I recently just watched Latto's interview on the Breakfast Club.
Okay. What's the
And
issue?
she was explaining that she didn't contradict herself. She did the album in her early trimester of being pregnant. Not blaming her hormones, but she was like, she kind of was overexhausted in her feelings.
Yeah, at that time.
So that day, that's how she felt. That's what she said.
She said what she said.
Not saying that she didn't mean it, but she meant it when she said it. It didn't go past the record. Now, here's the thing. So you know how you say, I meant what I said and I said what I meant, right?
Right.
That's kind of like doubling down on what you said, like there's no way you can get this confused. Okay. Then you can say, that's what I said, but that's not what I meant.
Yes.
Right? Right?
A lot of people use that bullshit.
Or I said that, but that's not how I feel. Correct?
That's not how I feel now. Yeah.
Right. You see what I'm saying? Or like you can do the combination of I said it, I take it back, I said it, I'm standing on it, I said it, you misunderstood it. You see what I'm saying? Like I said it, I wasn't clear on what I was saying. So there's a lot of like scenarios, ratios, or combinations how you can put it together. But hers was the day that I felt that way, I put it on wax, and that's where she left it. She doesn't harbor, or she's not carrying on any ill feelings towards, like, she talked about her dad. And of course, Cardi B came up, but her relationship with her dad and Cardi B are like the most controversial right now in her career. So, like she said, her and her dad had a bad go at it at some point. They didn't speak for a long time. She made the song, but after she made the song, she got pregnant, or she was pregnant. She tells her dad, like, it's a work in progress. So let her live, let her eat it up.
Yeah, I cannot tell you how many times I've seen this exact same formula play out in the industry, whether it's music, film, and all that. And it's about to, and it's a pattern at this point. Two or more artists, especially rappers, will collaborate on a song or two, right? They get in the studio, the chemistry, is absolutely immaculate, and it completely becomes the vibe. But then somewhat somehow the chemistry just starts going downhill. Sometimes it's just because they stop talking as much as they used to, but they still wish each other the best. But other times things get toxic really fast. Whether it's straight up bad blood over a diss track, someone sublim subliminally talking trash on social media without actually naming those names, and a messy financial situation that spirals into a lawsuit or even a full-on public altercation. And the wildest part is that beef doesn't always happen immediately after the collaboration. It can brew for a long time, and we've seen this played out many times before. Look at Nicki Minaj's respective beef with Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion. Same formula. We see it outside of rap with people like Justin Bieber and Usher, or Naturi Naughton and Keely Williams, or even
Andrea
Alexa
and
Nicholas
Canary.
and Jamie Lynn Spears. And for those who don't know, I'm talking about Alexa Nicholas was on the Nickelodeon show called Zoe 101 with Jamie Lynn Spears, who is Britney Spears' sister, and ended up leaving or getting removed after 2 seasons. Either way, her character Nicole was written off because Nickelodeon and the show's creator allegedly failed to protect her from the abuse she was allegedly facing from, with numerous fights with Jamie Lynn behind the scenes. So it just goes to show you that whether it's music or television, that initial good vibe can evaporate into pure chaos.
Definitely.
Right.
That's okay, right. What I got to say about it is, it don't matter if you are doing, like, I was friends with someone and they did a whole different thing than me, but we was both doing business, so we kind of collabed. And then sometimes you say stuff in the heat of the moment, like you be like saying how the fuck you feel, and like she said, I might have felt like that day, but I apologize. I'm trying to buy you a bag, bitch. Take the apology.
I'm trying to buy you a bag. A bag of what?
A bag of apologies. Shit.
A can of apologies, pretty much.
Yeah. Like, okay, not to go off subject, but this outfit is so cute for y'all nephew. And they got the pants to go to it and everything. Okay? He's going to be fitted tomorrow when he comes see y'all. Well, when he comes see one of y'all.
Okay, I'll see him tomorrow. I'll be waiting.
Yes, he gonna look cute. He just got blessed
By who?
by my sister. She just got him hella shit for free. But yeah, what's the next one? All right, let's do it.
Alrighty, well, a South Carolina jury has recently reached a verdict in the case that has sparked massive protests and national outrage over the last few years. Convenience store owner Rick Chow has been found not guilty of murder in the fatal 2023 shooting of 14-year-old Cyrus Carmack Belton. To give you the backstory on the tragedy, back in May of 2023, Cyrus entered a Shell gas station convenience store in Columbia around 8 o'clock p.m. According to Richland County Sheriff Leon Lott, Cyrus picked up 4 water bottles from a cooler but ultimately put them back. Prosecutors argued that Chow acted out of a completely false, mistaken belief that the 14-year-old had shoplifted those bottles of water. Chow and his adult son chased Cyrus out of the store and down the street for over 130 yards, where Chow ultimately shot Cyrus in the back. The defense team painted a completely different picture for the jury. They argued that this wasn't about water bottles at all, but about defense. They claimed that during the foot chase, Cyrus pulled out a gun and pointed in at Chow's son, forcing the father to make a split-second decision to protect his family. Prosecutors acknowledged that Cyrus did have a gun on him, but they maintained it fell out of his pocket onto the ground during the chase, and that he never banished it or threatened anyone. In fact, the prosecution pointed out that every single independent witness on the streets testified they never saw a teen with point a weapon. The only people claiming he did were members of the Chow family. Um, when the acquittal was read in the courtroom, audible cries of distress broke out from Cyrus's family in the gallery. His family is completely indigent and devastated by this decision, saying that it makes them feel their children's lives simply don't matter, but they are refusing to give up. Their legal team immediately announced that they are launching a major civil lawsuit to ensure Chow is still held accountable in a court of law. I'm going to go ahead and get my thoughts on this first. I am just heartbroken, speechless, and just straight up outraged by this verdict.
And when did this happen?
The incident happened on May on 2023, but just a few weeks ago, Canary, it was announced that Rick Chow was not found guilty under the
wow
law, but
and he was white, I'm guessing, right?
He was Asian. He was Asian.
Even worse.
Yes, and if we're being honest, and if we are being entirely real with ourselves, it is glaring obvious that this is nothing new. Because this is a textbook example of history repeating itself in the most painful way possible. It immediately takes me back to 1991, when I wasn't I wasn't there. I wasn't even born yet. But 15-year-old Latasha Harlins was shot and killed in Los Angeles by a convenience store owner named Sunja Du. Du accused Latasha of trying to steal a bottle of orange juice that literally cost $1.79, simply because she didn't see the money in Latasha's hand. But the police concluded right away that Latasha fully intended to pay. She had the cash visible right there in her fist. Du grabbed her by the sweater, snatched her backpack, and after Latasha defended herself, Du threw a stool at her. When Latasha turned around to walk away and leave, Du shot her in the back of the head, and she sadly perished. And the police confirmed that there was zero attempted shoplifting in Latasha's case, just like there was zero attempted shoplifting in the store Cyrus was in. Surveillance footage literally shows Cyrus putting those water bottles back on his shelf. We know it. And if he was actually trying to steal, he would have done something sneaky like sprint out the door to escape, but he didn't. He put him back. And now here we are, 3 years after the initial police reports, investigations, and a deeply draining, expensive court battle, all to hear that Ray Chow has been found completely not guilty. And
Wow.
it mirrors the Latasha case so heavenly, where dude was convicted but given a probation instead of a real 16-year sentence. And decades apart, completely different states, different generations, but little to no jack shit was done. Two young black lives completely gone, and two families forced to carry this agonizing pain for the rest of their lives. Cyrus's mom, Nicole Carmack, actually spoke up at the memorial gathering just days after the jury's decision, and hearing her explain how deeply unfair the entire process has been is just gut wrenching. And on top of that, it is absolutely sickening and disgusting that she is having to deal with vile comments on her social media feed from people literally celebrating her son's death. And
Wow.
honestly, unimaginable isn't even a strong enough word to describe the sounds of Cyrus's family, including his mom, completely bawling in that courtroom from the sheer grief of not just losing Cyrus, but knowing that the law isn't going to hold this man accountable. It is just devastating, and I swear to God, if I see anyone who supports the current administration try to defend this verdict online by circulating some fake made up AI video showing the opposite of what actually happened, I am completely gonna fucking lose it, because we cannot let people distort the reality of what took place. And I keep asking myself many times, how many more 911 calls, how many more investigations, verdicts, and months, if not years, of waiting do we have to collectively go through to make this a full stop? We have been stuck at this level for God knows how long, and we clearly have a massive amount of work to do. And just like Cyrus' family, we are not stopping. We are continuing to use our platforms, use our voices, and do whatever it takes to get justice for Cyrus. And I hope people finally wake the fuck up.
Period.
Come on now. Stay on your soapbox, nephew.
Nephew, you said so much, I don't even got shit to say.
I was going to say, you something.
Damn, you summed that shit right on up.
All right.
I don't like hearing about that bullshit, though. That's crazy. That's crazy as fuck. All right.
So next up, one of the newly announced cast members, Basana Montgomery from Veritana, Oregon, has already been scrubbed and kicked off the show entirely.
Damn.
TMC just broke news that production completely chopped her after old videos surfaced on her social media of her allegedly using a racial slur.
Oh, shit.
And one of the clips that leaked, she's apparently rapping along with the song and uses the N-word. And in another, she's literally yelling it out while her friend is playing a video game. Now, production sources are saying these were private videos that didn't surface publicly until right after the official cast announcement dropped, which is why they didn't catch it during their initial background checks. But the internet never sleeps. The receipts came out, and Peacock wasted absolutely no time sending her packing. And honestly, this entire season 8 cast has been under an absolute microscope since motherfucking day one. Another Islander, Kenzie Anise, is already catching major flank because of old photos surfaced of her posting with people wearing motherfucking MAGA attire. Her family had to immediately step in with her dad telling TMZ that she isn't a Trumper and that the family isn't either, trying to clear the air before she even steps into the motherfucking villa. So I have to ask you guys, at this point, how do these massive networks, casting departments keep getting blindsided about old videos and social media receipts? Now, do you think it's genuinely impossible to scrub everything off of the internet from anyone's digital fingerprint, or is production just not looking hard enough until the fans do the heavy lifting?
The fans definitely doing the heavy lifting.
Yeah.
But they should have gone and just let that bitch stay on the cast. Y'all didn't catch it while casting. Y'all went on the internet looking for that dumb shit, and then you seen her yelling out the nigger word. Is she white? Wait a minute.
Google her.
What's her name again?
Oh.
Basana Montgomery.
Veritana.
Basana Montgomery.
She's from Veritana, Oregon.
Okay, well, she shouldn't be saying the N-word, but
If you're not black, you should never be using the word.
Right.
That's just a one-on-one.
Even black people shouldn't even use the word. That's how ignorant this shit is.
I mean, but that's us owning it.
Okay, she's of Thai and Laotian ancestry.
Oh,
damn!
At least according to an Instagram post.
She's exactly.
Pretty much.
This is crazy. So, can we even get mad at her? Because she's like something else. She's not even white. She's something. However, they should have let her stay on the cast if they didn't catch it then. They be letting the fans do all the work.
Okay, well, I feel like, and I'm gonna try my hardest not to make it sound like I disagree with Canary, but I'm just gonna give my perspective on this overall, because I feel like in most cases, like when you sign up to be on a major reality show or any network production for that matter, I feel like you are representing a brand, and there are so many controversial things actors and reality contestants have done in their past, and production companies are completely capable of tracking them down. Because we have to remember that these networks and production companies have strict brand values, corporate codes, and standards that they absolutely have to abide by. If a contestant's behavior goes completely against those values, the network is going to protect their assets every single time. And I feel like it doesn't even matter if a video was private or from years ago. Like the second it becomes public, it threatens the show sponsors, their viewerships, and the integrity of the whole production. In today's landscape, networks just cannot afford to risk their reputation over one person's reckless behavior or past mistakes. Because when the internet pulls up the receipts, the production has no choice but to lay down the law to protect their bottom line and their values. Because if you want the platform, you have to be ready for the scrutiny that comes with it. That's just honestly how I felt.
Yeah. What about
it is
you?
What it is. I mean, like, so okay. This is not necessarily a racial thing. This is a cultural thing. Now, the word can be used derogatory, but guess what? The word nigger means an ignorant person.
Yes.
Anyone of any color can be ignorant.
Yes.
So only if you own the word, identify with the word, right?
Yeah.
Like our president is a bona fide nigger. He's ignorant, right? You know what I'm saying? If I'm going to use it, if you use it correctly, so if you were to call me a nigger, if I call someone else a nigger, they need to be like acting and operating out of their mind, out of the mental capacity that, equates them of any intelligence, right? Okay. Right. Not a racial thing, a cultural thing. The word not nigger, nigga, Nigga, Niggah, even right. Niccah, right?
Right.
We have, as Black people or people of color, have re-owned it and renowned that word. It's like we re-owned it and we renamed it, right? Okay. Just as the word bitch.
Right.
Queen bitch. She's a bitch. That bitch, right? You took the power and and you reapply it. Okay. So now, I'm on social media, like we're all on social media. And the not tonight, the little Kim thing, the moral of the story is this. If you ain't sticking this, then you ain't sticking this. Okay, well, she says the N-word in the song, right?
Yes.
And I'm looking at
I don't really know for sure.
I'm looking at a Caucasian woman singing it, and when it came past that N-word, she didn't even lip sync the word.
Right.
Right? And I assume that, not to say that she doesn't know anyone Black or doesn't have any Black friends, but I assume that in her intimate social setting, she may not, or she may know someone Black, but she knows better as a white woman to not say it on a digital receipt, footprint, fingerprint, whatever. Now with old girl, um, is the love interest on the show? Is he black on Love Island? Is the interest
I
black?
haven't watched it.
I
Because
don't
what?
even watch Love Island, if I gotta be honest with you.
Me either.
So what I'm thinking is he's probably black.
On
Not
Love
saying that.
Island?
What I'm saying is she is she's not immune to like black culture.
Yeah.
I'm sure she has friends. She know how to dance, got her hair done, eyebrows done by somebody black. And what I'm saying is adapting the culture, being a little bit too comfortable. Canary, let me flip it. What if we were in a bowling alley
Uh-huh.
and the white girl dropped the bowling ball on your foot and you called her a clumsy cunt?
I would call her that if she
No,
tried.
so but the thing is now that word is
I would
specified
call her
for
a
black
fucking stale
women. I mean,
cracker.
it's specified for white women, right? So
I would call her a stale cracker
if
for
you
her dropping the ball on my toe. I don't give a fuck.
but you get that if you called her a clumsy cunt.
Is that like calling her a nigga?
That's this is in the reverse. Is that the same thing reverse? You know what I'm
I
saying?
don't
Like
know because we've been called that for years. So
everyone, right? And they have been too.
yeah, but they really didn't get no heat like we did.
Well,
We
no,
was
the thing
niggers.
is because
Beef.
that was an in-race insult.
Yes.
White men called the white women cunts.
Oh, well then that yeah.
You see how that works? So
I
what
don't think they
there
took it as serious like as we take nigger. Nigger.
there is a discriminatory term for every culture out there. I know that like an Italian or a Greek person is like a dago or guap.
Yeah. Saying something very
Bean
insulting.
eaters, all those things. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
all that shit. You see what I'm saying? Everything. So you know, it's like, ugh, it's cultural, um, intelligence and appropriations. I don't think that she was being racial. I don't think she was like, fuck all you niggas. I don't like black people. Like, no, she used the word like she
was
like
singing a
she
song, they said.
yes, and that's the thing. That's a part of our culture. She's singing the words of the song. She didn't call anyone specifically. She was reciting what someone else said. So it's like she didn't speak to anyone in particular.
But you recorded yourself doing it, dumbass.
Well, see, I don't think it was her. I think maybe her friends had recorded her.
He's as clean than a motherfucker.
Oh, they are.
He is gonna be everything in these.
Come on, nephew. You got two babies still or just one?
Just one. They took
Okay.
my little black girl.
It's all right. What's next, girl?
All right. What's next?
This is a good one.
And we're right back to the bubble chat. If you just
No. Go to the Kevin Hart story.
oh my God, how did I miss that?
Yeah, I was saying he gave you that shit on purpose and everything.
I know. I was just gonna say he definitely did this on purpose.
Tripping.
Wait, I don't see it though. Hold on.
Oh,
Okay, wait a minute. Where is it? I seen it earlier. Okay, hold on. Oh, okay. No, okay. Haley Kokio.
no.
No, I know. I see. I'm looking. You heard that? He was like, nah, shut. What the fuck? Okay, here we go. All right, we have a plot to massive debate that is completely diving into a comedy world of the internet right now. Kevin Hart just sat down for an interview on The Breakfast Club, and things got incredibly tense with Charlemagne and the guy pressed on him of the brutal Tony Hinchcliffe joke. Oh yeah, okay, they're gonna keep talking about this. From the live Netflix roast Kevin Hart. For anyone who's missed it, Tony Hinchcliffe dropped a wild, controversial line about politically brutal victim George
police
Floyd.
brutality victim.
Oh, police brutality victim. Yeah, my bad. Victim George Floyd, telling Kevin, and I quote, "The black community is so proud of you right now. George Floyd is looking up and laughing so hard because he can't breathe." Oh, fuck. The backlash of the insult, civil rights groups, viewers, and even George Floyd's family blasted the joke as completely distasteful and definitely and deeply harmful. So Charlemagne looked at Kevin dead in the eye and asked him straight up if he thought Tony went too far. Kevin responds, he completely distracted himself from the line, but fiercely defending the nature of the roast. He literally told Charlemagne, it's Tony Heathcliff. I don't expect less. I don't expect more. Kevin emphasized as the producer, it was a live entitled production, and he couldn't
Unedited.
just unedited production. He couldn't just run on stage and cut the mic while he was admitting the joke wasn't tasteful to the culture of his personal audience. He argued that it was if you're likely to turn into a celebrity roast, you know what you're signing up for. And you have you know the extreme racial humor of boundary pushing lines are completely on the table. Even double downing and saying that the shock of value aside from Tony arguably had one of the absolute best well written sets in the entire night. This will spark some massive conversation about where boundaries lie. So I'm tossing this to you guys. When it comes to formal celebrity roasting, is everything truly fair game on the of world tragedies and collective traumas that should remain completely off limits no matter in what venue? Okay, go ahead.
So,
Now we
um,
talk.
no. So speaking as a comedian, um, to double back a point taken from the Love Island story, baby, I don't know how far my career gonna go. I got receipts upon receipts upon receipts upon receipts of saying some shit, but I don't give a damn. Cause
Okay.
okay. Now on the other side, I watched Cheryl Underwood. I watched the interview with Kevin Hart, and I also watched Cheryl Underwood on The View this morning. The thing with the roast is Whoopi Goldberg, Cheryl Underwood, the Wayans brothers, and another comedian. Don't blame my mind for forgetting, but they said when roast initially started, it was for the room of comedians, and that room was private.
Mm.
They said when Johnny Carson came around, it changed things.
Mm.
So you got to think like each decade was a different era of.
So at some time it was okay in a room with just comedians.
So this was that's what I'm saying. So then they expanded it because we had the roast of Flavor Flav, Tom Brady, right? So we went past a celebrity, right?
Yeah.
Now let's talk about the roasting and saying something inappropriate. When Chris Rock made that inappropriate joke about Jada bald-headed alopecia having ass Pickett Smith, okay? That's a receipt for the people right there, all right? Will jumped up and bitch slapped that man, right? Was that something Kevin Hart was supposed to do?
Okay. Now, wait a
You get what
minute.
I'm saying? Now, hold on. Now, Whoopi Goldberg and several other comedians, along with Cheryl Underwood, said that the scope of the roast it is far past and it's vast. It's vast. And the reason why it's called a roast is because you're supposed to go under gutter. You're supposed to take so say when Obama said, when they go low, we go high. No, we're supposed to go under hill.
Okay.
So all I'm saying is, and then the third part is they said that you don't roast people who are not in the room, and you are not supposed to roast people who are not of this on this earth. So he was so him going low was acceptable roast wise. Him everything he did was acceptable. Doing a roast is just who and what who he spoke on, and that was not right.
Okay.
And because they're not here.
Yes.
There you go.
Okay, so I definitely, being a comedian, agree with Def. Hi, 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 hi. Being a comedian, okay, so look, I've definitely crossed the lines. I've done both. I haven't done a dev joke. Yes, I did. I was trying to roll up my brother's joint on 420. Remember? But that was just planned. You feel me? I tried to smoke my brother at the table. But okay, and then I've done well, I wasn't on the stage, but I've told this girl her mama looked dead before she died. That's you feel me? I'm sorry.
But at least you was alive.
No, she was dead. I mean, she was alive, but she looked dead already. So
that's what I said. At least she was.
What I'm saying is, being a comedian, you have crossed that line sometimes.
Yes.
My mother told me that I've crossed the line even with her, and I was like,
"How?"
Right, because
it was funny.
Well, she cried, and
oh, bitch.
I never knew my mother to be a crier. But I'm gonna say this: they've been talking about this goddamn Tony Hinchcliffe for a motherfucking almost.
That's because. Let me back it up.
The George Floyd, yes.
No, let me back it up.
I loved it if he would have said a different name.
No, listen, no.
What if he would have said
what
Biggie
they're saying is a part of him joking is he been ragging and tagging.
Yes.
Like that's his.
I mean, that's just what he does.
You see what I'm saying? Like that's the thing. Like he hasn't moved.
As a comedian, I can salute it, but
he hasn't moved past that material or that punchline.
He got to get a new joke.
He stays on that subject, right? So, can I share something with you, nephew and Canary?
Sure.
Go ahead.
So y'all know my dating life is complicated. Right? You know, from the old bitch to the young bitch to the drug bitch, all these hoes, right? Well, I went back to the handy can dating pond. Okay.
What that means?
I'm dating someone that's paraplegic. She can't walk. She can't feel her legs. And I had to file a domestic violence case against her because
we had
gotten into an argument, okay? And I didn't know that chair was on a full charge, and that bitch came at me like a bull bitch. I felt like a matador, but I turned into Sonic the Hedgehog and played off the wall, my Michael Jackson bitch, and I was walking on them walls.
Open the door. Okay, thank you. Sorry, y'all.
I'm sorry. That was a segue.
Okay, because wait, I was like, is this real?
She chased me around the room in that damn wheelchair, bitch. I was running on the walls like Sonic the Hedgehog.
Is this a true story or are you bullshitting us?
It's true.
So you dating a lady that's a paraplegia?
The paraplegic.
Spell that shit.
P-A-R-A.
Legic.
Yes, there you go.
Got it.
So
wait, she in a wheelchair? Or?
Yes, and she ran me down in
her
wheelchair.
Ran you down?
Bitch, I was running on the walls like Sonic the Hedgehog.
Oh, I really loved that game back in the day.
Girl, I don't like being loose spiky hair on the wall. Ooh. I don't like running laterally, okay?
Let's open the package with me, y'all. Okay, what?
Okay, well, I just want to give my own thoughts real quick. Part of me feels like maybe there was some behind the scenes damage control going on. Like maybe Tony on their team had a conversation before the interview, and Kevin agreed to phrase it the way just to protect Tony's ego and keep the industry peace. And I don't think Kevin meant to fully defend Tony, especially because he explicitly stated that he found the joke completely deceitful. But there's another part of me thinks that Kevin was just speaking purely from his own lived experience as a veteran comic. He's been doing with stand-up since day one. Now, I'm not saying the joke was funny because let's be real, it honestly wasn't. It was completely uncalled for, and it absolutely needed to be called out. Let's make that clear.
I think it was
Kevin
a little bit funny.
Has been in the,
just a little bit. It was a little bit funny.
Kevin has been in sorry, Canary. He's been in those gritty comedy clubs for decades. Maybe he grew up hearing the exact brand of shock value humor when he was young, and it just decided him, Because when you look at what Tony actually did up there, it falls into a very specific cynical bucket called anti-humor, which is the practice of completely removing the expected punchline from a familiar comedic setup and replacing it with something totally non-humorous, serious, or tragic.
He shouldn't have been talking about nobody.
And the laugh isn't supposed to come from a witty punchline. It's supposed to come from completely subverting the audience's expectations, intentionally making them uncomfortable. Because honestly, a lot of comics get into anti-comedy after repeatedly bombing on stage early in their careers, and after you've bombed enough times, you just cease to give a shit about a piece of the crowd. You start intentionally trolling the room for your own twisted amusement because of that, anti-humor looks way more like a pro, pro, provocative piece of performance art than traditional stand-up. But when you use real world collective trauma for that performance art, you can't be surprised when the world calls you out for it. That's how I feel.
All right, so somebody being funny, or they've been sending me a message. I did not order no soursop sea moss.
Oh, I'll take it. I'll take it.
No, I need it, but I'm saying they sending me a message, right?
Girl, drink
Because
it.
I didn't order this.
You might want to get that.
good.
You might want to report it to whoever delivered you that package because I think there's a chance it might be a mistake.
Yeah, I'm like, I didn't. They say the TikTok shop, but if I did order this was months ago. So why is it just not coming? You know what I mean? That's weird. Somebody ordered it for me.
Yeah. Well, moving
Okay.
forward, Netflix documentary The Crash centers around the absolutely devastating Mackenzie Shirella car crash murder case. If you aren't familiar with the backstory, on July 31st, 2022, Mackenzie, who was only 17 at the time, was driving her 20-year-old boyfriend, Dominic Russo, and his 19-year-old friend, Davion Flanagan,
Oh
home
yeah, I watched
party
this.
around 5 a.m. About 30 minutes into the drive, she floorboarded the gas, accelerating to a terrifying 100 miles per hour and slammed her car directly into a brick wall, instantly killing both Dominic and Davion. A little over a year later, she was convicted of murder and sentenced to two concurrent terms of 15 years to life. To this day, she sits in prison. She sits in prison and maintains that she has zero memory of the actual impact. Now, the crash does dive into some heavy stuff. They actually landed a rare on-camera prison interview with Mackenzie, and it described how her alleged tone-deaf, TikTok-heavy social media presence played a massive role in her sentencing. But as widely popular as the documentary is right now, true crime sleuths and legal critics are calling them out because the filmmakers left out some massive critical piece of information and from the trial. It makes you wonder. It makes you wonder about the narrative they were trying to build when a massive platform like Netflix produces a true crime doc, but leaves out the exact pre premeditated evidence that secured a murder conviction. Does it cross the line from storytelling into manipulation? What are your thoughts on why they would leave those specific trial details on the cutting room floor? And Canary, I'm going to start with you because I did hear that you have watched the show before.
Yeah, I watched it on Netflix, and they was basically saying like she went so fast to where it looked like she did it on purpose. Because
And I was gonna ask, why did she do it? Why did she start?
Well, she had got up early and they had spent the night at a friend's house, and they was just hella like wanting to go home. So they woke up like at 5 in the morning, and she had shrooms and shit. I don't know if they had got high the night before or what the case was, but she kept saying like, "How's y'all gonna take me to jail over something that I can't even remember that happened?" But scientifically, they proved like you did it on purpose. That's what it looked like. Like she hit the corner. She was going real fast, and the next thing you know, bow, she just hit the wall. So it's like you would have had. They saying basically she never pressed the brake, not one time, not even tried, and then her slipper was stuck under the gas.
So my question is, was she getting pulled over?
No, she just was going hella fast, and they said that's what made her get all that time because
That's reckless.
it don't look like at one point you ever tried to stop the car. It's like you intentionally tried to kill him.
Driving and they died.
Mind you, they had text messages. Yes, she didn't die, but they had text messages where she would always threaten, fuck it, I'm gonna kill us in this motherfucking car. When she got mad at him. So that didn't look good either. Y'all got to go watch it on Netflix.
Yeah, I watched.
I watch it.
I had the honor of watching the entire documentary, and honestly, I had to go do my own deep dive homework on this case because I feel like something about Mackenzie's behavior, and especially her parents, just feels completely, entirely off to me.
Yes.
To really dig into the research and look at the trial records, it feels like Mackenzie's parents, Steve and Natalie, have spent their entire time actively defending her actions instead of showing real accountability, allegedly. And I'm not the only one who felt that vibe. According to People, Dominic's sister, Christine Russo, came out and flat out said that she believes that Sharilla's parents haven't showed anywhere near enough remorse and that they're just continuing to blindly defend their daughter in the crash. And some of the leaked details floating around on Yahoo Entertainment and the legal forums are absolute wild. There are reports alleging that Mackenzie literally asked her mother if she could just have the arresting officer give her community service or just take her license away. Like she thought killing two people at 100 miles per hour was a minor traffic ticket. And reports claim she asked her mom to go tell detectives that she had a sudden seizure behind the wheel to explain away the crash. But if you look
Wow.
at the actual evidence presented by Assistant Prosecutor Tim Troop in court, a completely different picture emerges. They show footage of and records of Mackenzie literally forcing Dominic to open the door, screaming at him, and threatening a full breakup if he didn't give in to her. And it
Mm-hmm.
points a toxic control heavy relationship. And in the documentary, her parents face massive criticism because they just keep making excuses. They defend her heavy marijuana use. They dismiss this very real allegations that she billed other kids in high school, and they double down on this theory that she had a medical emergency and lost consciousness, which conveniently leaves her with no memory of the crime. Look, we know from court documents that at a high school graduation party, friends showed up with tequila and a weed pen, and this highlights a massive widespread problem. In so many cases, the second teenagers graduate high school or turn 18 or 21, they immediately think, "Oh, I can do whatever I can do whatever drugs or alcohol I want now because I'm free from the high school rules." I'm gonna be real with you right now. Parents need to start having incredibly real, raw conversations about accountability with their teenagers before they graduate high school. And
Mm-hmm.
they need to look them in the eye and let them know that prison does not give a single shit how old you are, how innocent you look, how successful you were in school, how many graduation awards you won, or how much money your family has. When a teenager does something as heinous and murderous as taking two innocent lives with a vehicle, especially while flying down a road under the influence, parents need to completely put their foot down. They need to stop coddling them and force them to face reality, whether that means making them get a job to learn the value of a dollar, putting them through a scarce grade program, or letting them face the full, unedited weight of the legal system. Stop teaching them that they can get it out of everything scot free, because the core issue of this case is that Mackenzie was clearly unable to believe she could do whatever she wanted, and if she ever got caught, she could just act defensive and make up an excuse. It was in a court. I didn't see one single second seizure or moment in the entire documentary with me, and at the end of the day, even if her parents' excuse were somehow believed to be true, it changes absolutely zilch.
Right.
We go.
Yeah.
Uh, uh, so now I have a question. I saw like a clip. Was she in court crying, saying that's not who she is?
That's that's just what I think I saw. I don't really know for sure, but
Yeah, 'cause I'm like,
but it looks but it looks like she was but it looks like she was like feeling remorseful on the inside. I just can't really tell.
So this is the only thing that I want to emphasize on, right? So
Right.
I thought the reason why she did all that was because someone like someone was they were getting pulled over, or someone in the car probably had did something to, like maybe she got nervous, something like that, right? Okay. Now, with the evidence showing that maybe this was done on purpose, allegedly, right? It doesn't matter done on purpose or not. Two people have died, right? If the circumstances were just a little bit different, as if one of the boys had a warrant and she did not want to stop, and then like in her taking off, because one I would say one considerable fact is, didn't you say that the shoe got caught under the brake or the gas pedal, Canary?
It was stuck under there.
Okay, right. So then now you was already smashing going fast, and if you took the shoe off and while you was driving all this,
or the shoe fell off,
these are things that you have to be responsible for. But the point I'm trying to make is, if the circumstances were a little bit different, as if
but what about
okay, are they black?
No, they white.
Okay. So
well, what about if the shoe got caught in there?
This is a real conversation. So there's really no reason for her to have done that, right? But in the event, let's say they were getting pulled over, right?
Yeah.
And let's say one of the young men had drugs in the car, and let's say they was telling her not to stop and for her to go, right? And in all of the bickering and going back and forth and a scuttlebutt, she was driving and the shoe got caught under the seatbelt, right? I mean, under the pedal, and the fatalities happened. Being the fact that it probably wasn't her initial idea to take off and be speeding, right? If there weren't any other details that attributed, oh, he's so cute. If it wasn't anything that did not attribute to her taking off, right? So let's say he got drugs on him, she don't want to pull over, right? Okay, that would give you pause and say, hey, this was a mistake.
Yeah.
Like give her a second chance. I've seen it on a Lifetime movie. I've seen in another afternoon special where someone has done something, taken someone's life,
and they gave them another chance.
And it was a mistake, though. It was a mistake. It wasn't intentional. And they say this was a mistake. Let them, don't let this corrupt or penalize their entire life. Don't let them suffer for one mistake. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's a little bit different. So with all the facts and everything given and the details that she said these things in text prior to, and and she did it, it's like you lay in the bed, lay in it.
Sorry.
You laid in your bed, now make it.
Right.
You made your bed, now lay in it.
Yeah, so the same thing. Because the thing is she the bed was the car. Now you have totaled out the car and killed these people, right? Lay your
have to face the consequence.
Make your bed. You laid and you made the mess. Now make your bed. Because you got to get, like you said, nephew, because now you made your bed, now lay in it. Because you're not going nowhere. I feel sorry for her to some extent, but girl,
I just was trying to figure out, like, damn.
I mean, and it's sad. It is sad, though. It is sad.
She had to go do some time for two people dying, though. Like, come on, girl.
All righty then, y'all. You know what time it is. We're officially kicking off June, which means we are continuing our month-long celebration, Pride Month, here on the motherfucking Bubble Chat. And today we want to shine an absolute well-deserved spotlight on a literal pop icon trailblazer and someone the internet affectionately crowned as Lesbian Jesus. The one, the only, Hayley Kiyoko.
Hayley Kiyoko was one of the first major pop artists of her generation to completely normalize sapphic love stories in her music videos, unapologetically thinking about girls loving girls without hiding behind ambiguous pronouns or watered-down metaphors. She made a generation of queer kids feel seen at a time when mainstream radio was still playing it safe. But what makes celebrating her right now so incredibly special is that 2026 is officially the year of Girls Like Girls. It started back in 2015 as a breakthrough in a music video that completely went viral and broke the internet. Then he turned it universal into a best-selling novel, and now he has literally written, along with Stephanie Scott, and directed a full-blown feature film adaptation of the social feature that is hitting theaters on June 19th with a soundtrack album dropping right alongside it. Talk about an absolute powerhouse.
And we are back. Welcome back to the motherfucking Bubble Chat. If you are just now joining in on us, you have hopped in on a perfect time because it's time to shift gears. Throw in a little reverse. Tap into one of my absolute favorite parts of this show. It's now time for Throwback Topic. You already know how we do this. This is a segment where we dig deep into the pop culture archives, pull out a core memory, and obsess over fashion, trends, movies, or the absolute chaos that define our childhood or teenage years. So lock in because we're traveling back in the time, way back. Tell us about it, nephew.
Alrighty, for today's throwback, we have got to travel back exactly 5 years ago into the chaotic spring of 2021, where the lockdown is preparing to come to its end. Dust off your timelines, y'all, because we are revisiting the absolute madness, the cultural panic, and the legal warfare surrounding Lil Nas X and his infamous Satan shoes. Now, cast your mind back. Lil Nas X was already completely breaking the internet with the music video for Montero, Call Me By Your Name. You know, the one where he literally slides down a pole to hell and gives the devil a lap dance. But he didn't stop there. To promote the single, he teamed up with this Brooklyn art collective called MSCHF to drop a modified batch of Nike Air Max 97s. But these weren't just ordinary custom sneakers. They only made 66 pairs. They featured an inverted pentagram, a Bible verse about Satan falling from heaven, and the kicker that made the entire internet lose its collective shit. The air bubbles midsole was filled with 60 cc's of red ink mixed with one actual drop of human blood volunteered by the art collective members. They were priced at $1,018 a pair. The immediate fallout from this was an absolute crisis. Conservative politicians, religious leaders, and parents on Facebook were completely beside the timelines, thinking Nike had gone full occult. It got so loud that Nike and fate that Nike excuse me. It got so loud that Nike had to frantically step in and clarify, whoa, we did not sponsor or endorse this. In fact, Nike sued MSCHF for trademark infringement and dilution almost immediately, effectively blocking the final pairs from shipping and forcing a settlement where MSCHF had to buy back the shoes from customers. What are your guys' thoughts on this? I'll start. Listen, no disrespect to Lil Nas X at all. The marketing was genius, and definitely there. And Montero is an absolute bop that had us all on the chokehold. But as far as the shoes themselves, these are not the sneakers I would honestly ever get. And it's not even about the pentagrams or the devil aesthetic for me. It's the logistics. I wouldn't even know where the human blood was actually coming from. Like, like who the fuck is the supplier? Whose veins did they tap for this production line? They claimed it was volunteered by members of the art collective, but you really expect me walk around with an anonymous stranger's DNA sloshing around the sole of my Nike Air Maxes? Absolutely the fuck not. What if the bubble pops while I'm walking down the streets? That is a biohazard way to happen. Now, I love a good fashion statement and I love when artists push the envelope, but rolling up to the function with a drop of mystery human blood in my footwear is just where I have to draw a line. I'll stick to the regular old air bubbles. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Donis.
Nice.
So I think that this was all in contribute to this. Wasn't this around the same time that Kanye West was a billionaire status over the Yeezys?
I don't really know for sure. I didn't
I
really.
believe this. It wasn't parallel, but this was around that time. I probably never thought about it or even considered it that was a marketing ploy of competition between Nikes and Adidas. And I believe that Lil Nas X just was um, a pawn on the pool or a pawn on the chessboard. Does that make sense? Because they wanted to do another phenomenon of a tennis shoe. And how many did they make?
I think it was around 666. I don't really. I just forgot the exact number,
Right.
but it was
And
definitely around 600.
yes, and so at 1,000 a pair, so you have to think like that was just that's like a crazy marketing dash because it's not numbers, it's like statistics. Like on a chart, on a marketing sales chart, it would have went off. It went off the Richter scale. There was not enough shoes for the demand that people wanted them. Canary, to answer your question, when you said no, nephew, to answer your question when you said where they got the blood from, the blood came from the collective group of the designers that designed the shoe. So that's just like
Right,
us. Well,
but I feel like my issue is really quick. Sorry, Adonis,
go
but I
ahead.
feel like my main issue with it is I don't even know for sure if it's real or not real or not. Like I don't know if the blood was coming from a human or from an animal. Well, that was my little bit of concern for that.
Would have been mad if it was a drop of monkey blood?
Yes,
You would have been mad if it was the marketing man drop of blood?
likely.
Okay, so let me ask a question.
Right.
I got up and went and got the baby's bottle. What the fuck are y'all talking about?
We did a
What? I
throwback.
took an edible earlier.
No, the throwback subject is talking about when Lil Nas X made those tennis shoes with the drop of blood and the air bubble by Nike.
Oh, didn't see those. And I'm a shoe fanatic.
So that's why
I
I was.
look them up.
That's why I brought up the point or the fact that Kanye West was a billionaire at that time with Yeezys, and the Nikes needed to do, like I said, like a statistic, like a marketing something. Does that make sense? Because guess
So
what?
they had to do something crazy.
Because guess what? Do you know what the most top sold shoes by Nike?
What is it?
Yeezys, right?
Air Forces and fucking Jordans.
Oh well, yeah.
Wow.
The Nike Cortez, the Air Max, all those other little shoes, they will always and forever make flight Nikes, Air Force Ones, low, mid, high tops, and motherfucking Jordans and all those variations.
Mm.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
We learn something new every day.
Every day, especially here on the motherfucking Bubble Chat.
Period.
No, take us home, Canary.
Okay. Wait a minute. Okay. Oh shit. Well, we about to get out of here, and y'all gonna tune in next week. I was supposed to read something, I'm pretty sure, but I can't find it. Hold on, y'all. What was I supposed to read? Go ahead, read it for me, nephew.
The last one.
I'm not on there.
Outro.
Okay. Well, we'll see you next week. Same time, same place, right here at the Bubble Chat with me, Adonis, and nephew. Get your ass back over here next week and get some goddamn popcorn